Hello, welcome to the Randy Steffes Show. Thank you for watching. This is part 2 of putting the Floyd Rose on the Kramer Pacer refurbishment project back together. Off camera, I've been just finishing cleaning up these saddles. Take my popsicle stick and get in there. Take my little wooden toolie thing and just kind of get in there. This little spot, super hard little spot, and opening it up. I'm going to use this to just push the block back, making sure the block moves freely. It's all good. I just got this little bit of popsicle stick. I just stuffed it in the can of Neverdoll and got it a little wet, and I've been using it, polish that little zone. I just clean up where the string actually sits across this saddle. So it's just a little Neverdoll and my craft stick, and working on that, getting that out of there, just cleaning it. Cool. I can't get them perfect. I don't have a bench. I don't have the time. I don't have the skill, but that's a lot better. I think that's going to be kind of a theory of this rebuild, is I just can't quite get it perfect. I just don't really have all the tools a pro has. I'm working on a budget, limited stuff, but let's put her back together and see how we're doing. Let's make sure I put this block on the right way. It's going to be the first issue. I got a guitar one time that a guy had put together, and he had put this block on the wrong way. So inside the guitar, if you touch the tremolo bar, all the springs would fly out. They were like doing that inside the bar. Then they hit the bar down and they all died. So I'm just making sure that's, yes indeed, the way the block functions in there. That's the way it's supposed to be. This is the treble side. That's the middle. That's the bass side. So it sits underneath here like that. Only before we do that, that sucker goes there. This sucker goes here. A support, basically, for the spring. This secondary piece of steel here. So, hopefully I didn't screw up. We'll check it once I get a screw in. Alright. Gotta triple check and turn the block around. No, I think we're golden. Oh, are we not golden? Did I turn the block around? I don't think so. I think I'm good. Yeah, that's the wrong way. Well, live screw-ups here. Well, I wish they were live screw-ups. I would love to do this live. The wrong Allen key? That's the problem. Dope. Duh. 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 Helps if sure you're using the right Allen key. So, finger tight. Finger tight, finger tight. I'm just going to torque them. Basically push it till the wrench bends and then stop. If you're bending the wrench, stop. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, we'll find out if I screwed that up when I put the guitar back together. But for now, this is going to be a bit of a pain. I've got to snap this back. Just to get the screw in now because of how I've retensioned these springs. I'm just closing that enough so the block can't fall out. Cool. Doo-doo. A string. Okay, just push that from that side. Yep. These are different heights. They have 1, 2, or no marks on the back. The one with no marks is the tallest. This is the D string. The ones with 2 marks are your E strings. The ones with 1 mark are your B and your A strings. I'm just pushing the spring so I can jam the bolt in. And woohoo. Just finger tight so I don't lose any of those nasty little blocks that like to get lost. I mean, lovely little blocks that make the Floyd Rose the genius thing that it is. Sorry, Mr. Floyd. Alrighty now. Did I cross-thread this? No, it's just a little dirt or something's moved around. See, old man mumbled to himself. And these guys are going back now. Grab the right one. Yes, I did. Having intonated a lot of Floyd Roses. This low E string is going to go all the way back. Later when I intonate the guitar, we'll find out if I'm right or not, but that's where I'm going to put it for now. bet you that's going to be pretty close. Maybe I should have hit these with a Neverdull. This one isn't going to need to go that far back. It's probably. Middle hole. D string, middle hole. It's 3 holes, so you can choose that hole, or that hole. It's just experience where I'm putting these right now. And kind of a memory of what it looked like. I'll take a look at my video before I took it apart, before I put it back together, and kind of eyeball these sort of where I think they were-ish. But again, I'm changing string gauges, so probably doesn't really matter. They're all moving anyways. I'm going to guess again on this G string that I'm going to want this hole. All the way back hole. Where is it? There it is. And then back to the middle hole for the B string. This is just kind of a lottery right now. Guess how your intonation might look. Lottery. I can't tell you how many times on those low and G strings, the reason I'm going for that 3rd hole is like, I'll just show you on here. This one will be in the middle hole on like this E string, and to intonate the string it'll be sitting like that, where like half of that fork is just barely being held on and you can see that whole 3rd hole. If that's the case on your axe, I recommend you just stick it in that 3rd hole. Alright. And again, I gotta torque these. I'm gonna put string tension on this. It's going back in the guitar. So it's gotta hold string tension. That's my best guess for now. I'm just gonna tighten them down. Again, I'm taking them to where the wrench just wants to bend, and then I stop. If they're too loose, when I put the string on, they'll slide forward, and I'll just have to tighten them down a little more. No big deal. But I don't want them to move. I'm flexing this wrench just a little tiny bit. Yeah. Cool. Pretty much there. Do have one little problem with lost integrity of these. The lost integrity of these plastic bushings around the trim arm. I'm not even sure if these are installed correct. can't really remember, but these plastic things, they're broke. They're both cracked. I don't have any. I think I would have to maybe make some. But I think they'll still kind of do their job for now. Anywho, they're going back on. They're going back on. I think they're still doing their job even though they're broken. Maybe that's why this thing came loose. Maybe I have to replace that. Maybe I'll do a video where I make a plastic bushing out of a bread tie. And I'm going to live with it for now. Again, I'm not restoring, I'm just refurbishing. There's that little key. I think that's upside down. I think that's the right way. Okay, finger tight is good for now. I'm gonna give it a little torque when I install it back in the guitar, and if the broken bushings are a problem, I'll replace them. But I'm just gonna give them a little torque and see if it works loose on me. Could be a follow-up video after I get it together a month or so later, like, oh well, had to do this bushing after all. But for now, we're gonna leave it all original. And thank you so much for watching. Doodly doot doot, doodly doot 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 doot.